So let's have a demo of how Robot Framework works with saucelabs.com. But first I want to answer the question, what problems are we trying to solve? The first problem I have is that running automated tests on my local computer prevents me from getting other work done. When automated tests are running, browsers open up on your computer and you have to let them do what they're doing and not disturb them by doing other work. Problem number 2, I only have a Windows machine and I want to run tests on Macintosh, Linux, and maybe even mobile web. Problem number 3, I only have one computer and I want to run tests on many OS browser combinations in parallel so I can get feedback more quickly. And problem number 4, I want to test on lots of different OS browser combinations, but I don't want to have to maintain all of those combinations. Updating operating system with patches and installing new browser versions on some kind of a VM farm can take up a lot of time and resources. So those are all the problems saucelabs.com can help you with. Let's take a quick look at how it works. If you've taken my Robot Framework Level 1 course, you should recognize this script. This is almost the most basic Robot Framework script you can have. I have one .robot script file. I've pulled in the Selenium 2 library, and I have one simple test case here, which is going to use Selenium 2 library keywords to open a browser, wait until the page contains some text, input some text into a search field, click the search button, wait until the page contains different text, and then close the browser. You also know then that I can use this pybot command down in my terminal window to run the script and put the results into my results directory. So I'm hitting return, and the test begins in the IE browser. It opens the browser, types in the search term, checks for some text, then closes the browser window. And as you can see down here in the terminal window, it shows the test is passed, and I now have my results in my IE subdirectory. And again, if you've seen my Level 1 course, you know that I can test this same script on a different browser simply by changing my browser variable to Chrome, using the up arrow and running again. So now the Chrome browser is opened and the exact same test is running again. Types in the search term, checks for some text and closes the browser, and passes. So that's a little cumbersome to have to sit there and change this browser variable all the time. So you've also learned in my Level 1 course that I could create a batch file, which when I double click on the batch file would automatically run multiple pybot commands and trigger my test to run against different browsers. If I leave this as call, these will run sequentially, but if I change these to start, they will run in parallel. Let's see what that looks like. So now you can see I've got 3 command windows open, and I've got myself a case of browser fireworks going here with both Chrome and IE open. Firefox runs a little bit slowly, so it opened last. And you can see over here in this window, this one passed, and this one passed. So I was able to run on multiple browsers on my single local computer here, but as you can see, it pretty well took control of my screen. What I want is the ability to double click on something or run a single job and have my test script run on many different browser OS combinations somewhere else so it runs quickly and I can keep working on my own local machine. So I'm going to close up these 3 windows and double click here. And now you can see that I have 4 different command windows open, and each of them are busy doing something, but nothing is on my screen. But if I pull up the Saucelabs window over here, you can see that I have 4 tests running over in the Saucelabs environment. And you can see now that they're done, each of them has passed, and my command windows give you some hint of what happened. Win 7 with Chrome 40, Linux with Chrome 43, Windows 8 with IE 11, and Mac 10 with Safari 8. If I jump over here to the Saucelabs window, we can see evidence of this. Each of these first 4 rows was started about a minute ago, and you can see that their UI shows me that this is in fact Mac 1010 with Safari 8. This one is Linux with Chrome 43. This one is Windows 8.1 with IE 11. And this one is Windows 7 with Chrome 39. And what's cool about this is they all ran in parallel and they didn't disturb my machine, and I was able to test on Mac and Linux and Windows 8 when all I have here is one Windows 7 machine. That's pretty powerful. And if that wasn't powerful enough, what I can do is I can click on any one of these, and I can click on this watch link, and now you see that Saucelabs has actually recorded the session, so I can watch my test playback anytime I want to, and observe any failures if they occurred. And just as easily, I can come back here and watch the Mac video by clicking the same watch link here. And now we can see for certain that this is running on a Macintosh by the little apple there in the top left corner. And you can see the browser controls have the various dots there for close and maximize and restore. And now we're watching that same test run on Mac and Safari. And now if I pull up my instance of PyCharm here, I can drill into my results directory. And since I configured each one of those command windows to write into its own results directory, now I have test results stored for each of the OS browser combinations I wanted to test. And if I wanted to put it into my script, I could have my script take screenshots of each of the browsers as they're executing. So at a later time, I could come back and I could look at my own screenshots locally. Or I could turn to the saucelabs.com UI. And as I click on any of these commands in the command window here, you can see that saucelabs.com has also preserved screenshots of every step that the script took. So hopefully that piques your curiosity about how powerful saucelabs.com could be for maximizing the efficiency of your test automation.